I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in LA podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? Welcome back. We're still talking about End of the Beginning. We are at the 12th song, I believe, which is Def Cover.
I can creep with me as I crawl through the hood. Maniac lyricist, just call me Murs, that's good. You'll get crushed when I bust on beats. And you never hear me holler bullshit for the streets. I'm not anti-white or anti-nigga, just anti-ignorant and anti-idiot. LP made the beat and ain't I killing it? Don't care who you are. If I ain't feeling it, I'm telling your ass. Fuck you and these labels that be selling that trash.
Being this is the end of the beginning and my introduction to the world, I wanted to, when I heard this beat, I don't know if the I Can Feel It was already in there, and that's why I did it. But Deep Cover was a big deal for me, being just starting junior high, moving from Linwood, California, which is next to Watts. Compton is the hood, and the epicenter of everything Blood and Crip related, the crack pandemic, epidemic, whatever you want to call it, the Batarram, all the stuff we've talked about, like everything you hear about early 80s LA or mid 80s, late 80s LA. I was just my neighbor at my studio was one of those guys that just came home after 30-something years, part of that whole era. It's a different era of Crippin'. There's a different honor in dope dealing, if there's any honor to be had in it. It was way more organized and quote-unquote ethical. Another reason why some of these guys got hammered with the years they got was to keep those ethics and that order out of the streets and can continue to perpetuate chaos and bloodshed. But gentlemen like that I meet, according to them, because, they write the history now, but the streets were a little more in order, and I can see the things that he does now. Toy drives, Juneteenth, like there's always something. He's really out here actively providing jobs for the community after coming home. I think it's 30-something years. So this is the era I grew up. So when I moved to Covina, I'm in San Gabriel Valley, 98% white city, Glendora, California, Covina, that area. At least that's what it felt like. There were 5 black kids at my junior high school. Maybe 6. One was a buster. But other than that, like most of us were people who moved in from out of, so we were all kind of like, I would assume similar to like, not as extreme, I don't want to cheapen the struggle, but as like refugees who come to this country. Like we are refugees at this school. And especially in this album, I talked about it being a war. It really is a war. Like we're refugees. Like my parents are moving us out here to get away from the actual war going on in Compton, Linwood, Watts, West LA, South Central, parts of San Gabriel Valley, even Pasadena, Duarte, Duroc, Altadena Block, Pasadena, Denver Lanes. There's all kind of gangbanging going on. It's crazy. It sounds like entertainment to you. It sounds far-fetched. Even some of my homies that started coming out from the East Coast, my hip-hop homies, they were like, yo, they would see some shit happen. Like they would come, be on my mama's house and they see somebody or meet some of the homies or see something. They be like, yo, we thought y'all was just rapping, like, like lyrically. And I'm like, nah, this shit existed before motherfuckers was rapping about it. So I'm moved around the time Deep Cover comes out. I have moved to the Valley, and that trauma bond or whatever it's called, I still want to connect with that part because it's still very much fresh in my psyche. And I'm still absorbing skateboarding and going to the comic book store and fucking shout out to Fun Zone on Arrow Highway. Learning to go by upper decks, and I think the Bowman cars just dropped, buying the Beckett, watching the prices rise on our cars and all this other shit. But same time, like there's still just a lot of gangster, sensibility. I was my mind preparing to become a Crip at 6th grade. So this is a goal I had since 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade. As crazy as that sounds. So gangster rap was part of, as fucked up as it is, was I don't say soothing, but it was a safe place for me where I was ridiculed for being black or how I talked or how I dressed or I was. We moved there in the summer. I beat up 2 people at the daycare at the park, or that's how I became an official latchkey kid for the summer, I believe. Somebody took something from my little brother. I knocked his tooth out. Another dude called my little brother a nigger. I threw him into a bookcase, choked him out. But in my neighborhood, we fought all the time, and we were friends. We just go, okay, then we go back next play. We had a game called Murder Football. I don't know. I think I'll say it here, but I think and what I learned later in the white neighborhoods, they call it smear the queer. Well, I didn't even know what a queer was. Murder football, we call it, murder football. But it's where you throw the ball up and whoever catches the ball, it's everyone on the playground or everyone on the street tries to tackle that person. There's no teams. So you got to have heart to catch it because we're tackling full on. Some kids in Linwood were let's play murder football on the concrete. We had concrete spaces and driveways where you could get tackled. That's if you were really bold. But it's mostly grass. But there were some real wild, the real rough kids, if you can imagine that, like just throwing each other down in the asphalt in the street. So murder football, it was back to murder football. You fight, squabble up, boom, we playing football again. And that was like one of those benefits of gang culture because we're at the end of the day, we're all still from the same hood. It's shitty to have infighting, but it's good to get it out and that aggression, and you're getting your skills up for battle with the enemy or with the rivals. So, like you said something on my brother, bop, knocked your tooth out. We good the next day. Motherfuckers was scared of me. I was an asshole. I was a dick for why'd you have to hit him? I'm like, well, fuck you mean, I thought that's what you expect. I thought it was what you was ready for when you crossed that line. You say the wrong thing, you take something from somebody, that's your ass. Like cultural differences. I didn't learn cultural differences too much later, thanks to Sean Daly. We were able to come to that. But you don't in your upbringing, you don't hit people. Violence is the last resort. It's abhorrent. It's fucking, unless you're it's your ancestors annihilating a whole fucking culture or race or tribe of people, that violence is okay, but God forbid, you kind of get out that aggression on another level. Thank God for UFC. Shit like that. Men need that. Men need that. They need football. They need kickboxing. They need, I hate to say it, they need jujitsu. I don't know. That's a whole nother need. That's a need for aggression, and I think laying between another man's legs is a whole nother need. My children are jujitsu. I'm just joking. I just if you listen to Felipe's Garage, it's an ongoing joke with a cookbook and jujitsu. I didn't feel as alienated when I heard the first DJ Quick album.
Now everybody wants to know the truth about a brother named Quick. I come from the school of the sly wicked and the slick. A lot of people already know exactly where it's at, 'cause it's the home of the jackets and the cracks. Like Compton. Yeah, that's the name of my hometown. I'm throwing down. Compton swap meet, Ramby and Spruce. These are streets I knew. We lived in Linwood, but my babysitters were from Nutty Block Crip. We've talked about it here. They showed me my first grenade and shit like that. And, walking with them, I had no idea how fucking stupid they were walking. I'm walking with not and back then there wasn't really a lot of posers in gangbanging. You was with it. They're active. These are certified dum-dums. I'm walking to the fuck. They're supposed to be watching me. I'm 9, 10 years old walking to the store. They 13, 14, but they are active gangbangers. And we gonna walk to the store that's not in our hood. We gonna walk you to the park. It's Jesus Christ, bro. There was some shit I endured having them as babysitters. But so I'm all over. But hearing DJ Quick rap or hearing Compton's Most Wanted, it reminds me of home. There's a comfort in that. So I'm very aware, and this is before I could read the source, but I'm very aware of watching. Now we have cable, so I'm able to watch Rap City, and I'm understanding what cable is. I don't think it was
properly paid for cable. And it's just, you know, the channels are good or bad. It's the first time I saw Big Daddy Kane on Rap City with the twist in his hair, the like baby dread flat top. I was like, I knew I wanted locks. It wasn't Bob Marley. It was Big Daddy Kane with twist. I was like, I wanted dreads since that. First time I saw Fishbone was their pay-per-view, and the first time I saw somebody stage dive, crowd surf. But I knew Fishbone from Back to the Beach.
Do you girls know how to Jamaica ska?
Jamaica what?
Yeah, sure, Nat. It's a required course at our college.
Well, do you know how to Jamaica ska?
This is when you just watch what's on cable, you know. So I watched Back to the Beach with Frankie and Annette, and I didn't know that they were famous in the 50s or 60s or whatever. But they had Fishbone was in that shit, and I'm sure maybe people in the punk ska scene gave them shit. But for me, a black kid, seeing them in that situation, that's the first time I heard ska. It's the first time I saw any kind of punk black people, which made me watch their pay-per-view, which was stolen. So yeah, we did have stolen cable. But made me watch their pay-per-view, and that's the first time I saw somebody. When I saw Angelo do a front flip into the crowd and them playing saxophones in a different way, in a punk way, like that changed my life, man. So when you shit on indie bands for doing shit on a mainstream level, you're forgetting about the kids. And this is something I want to address with my brothers privately, but I'll say this here. There's a lot of indie rappers now talking about selling stuff and, you know, paywalling their shit, whether it's Patreon or whatever the new platforms are, pay what you like, blah, blah, blah. I'm just hoping that indie rap, the people doing this, you know, have music that kids need to hear because it's different than drill. And they're younger and they have a chance at making an impact on that younger demographic. But paywalling your music that way doesn't allow the youth access to it. And that worries me, or is concerning to me, because shit like Fishbone selling out changed my life. Because the comfort I was getting from seeing hearing DJ Quick and Compton's Most Wanted was cool, but that was linking me to my past. The Fishbone thing gave me something to like, oh, okay, this is a way I could kind of be a part of this new shit I'm in and still be black. This is dope too. We need both. And we need, you know, it's one of the main reasons I signed to Warner Brothers. When we get to Mercer for President, we'll talk about that. But I need to, quote unquote, sell out in order to be on MTV. And there's still kids today. And it was so worth it that coming to me and I saw the Can It Be video where you were running, where you had your hair and you were...
For my supporters and my fans, man, I know y'all been waiting. Now it's finally here, and thank you for your patience. The world's gone crazy since we last spoke. Bloodshed and war, the absence of hope. Shooting at the school, economy's a joke. Homies on heroin, homies on coke. But can you even blame them when they only trying to coke? Damn.
Like, I was one of the first rappers that have parkour in their videos, and I've been looking at message boards for free running for years, and into parkour before it was called parkour in America. You know, I think it was parkour, but I had been searching the internet for parks to meet up with people to do parkour and had a couple failed meetups trying to learn free running since I first heard about it. But that video, we get to that later, but I bring that up also because Rashidi Harper directed that video, and he currently has a Netflix special that just came out yesterday called Headliners Only, a documentary with Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. Please support him. Shout out to Rashidi. Congratulations. I guess that's the commercial on Netflix during the holidays. Make sure you check him out.
Everything happens in rhythm. Chris said, let's put this rhythm together. And I said, what do you think about destroying New York?
I'm smart enough to always check to see what Kevin's doing before I go on tour. Because I'm not getting stomped by Kevin. It's just not happening.
I said, why don't we do something together?
We should do a tour together. I'm like, who are you, motherfucker?
This is a story of two separate journeys that end up at the same intersection at the top.
Can It Be was not his first video, but he did such a dope video for me, and we've been maintained a friendship, and he's been a mentor. He's a great father and husband, and when I need words from just an older man, but especially a black man in the music industry that has been able to raise two very intelligent, talented, handsome, kind, good kids, and he's always been there to just like advise me. So I really, really, really love and respect Rashidi. Shout out to him. Check out Headliners Only. But those things are necessary as my contemporaries or the generation below me begins to try to still find a way to make money, as Spotify has made it almost impossible, and to support their livelihood where I had it easy to sell CDs and shit. Just be cautious and mindful of alienating the youth who need the message. I would say just as much as you need the financial support. Snoop Dogg, NWA breaks up. We hear from Eazy-E. Ren had to Kiss My Black Ass EP. Me and Ninth Wonder bond over all that. Mayday on the front line.
Niggas screaming Mayday, cause Ren is kicking ass like Pele. Making fools run like it's a relay. But ain't no fools running sprints in shorts. It's just niggas shooting dice on the basketball courts. Waiting for the day to get revenge for the days of the slave ships. You got the Bloods and the Crips.
Man, Kiss My Black Ass EP was woo, man.
I beat a nigga's ass on the stretches for the hell of it. They're the motherfucking piece of pussy to go tell of it. I don't give a damn, I beat a nigga like he stole some, and then I let the motherfucker know where it's coming from. I'm from Compton, everybody's on the wagon. I'm looking for niggas that's thinking that they're the shit, that's who I'm tagging. Never asking questions, I just go right in and do.
Like, Ren is the Rakim of gangster rap, bro. He's overlooked sometimes, but bruh, the way he was rapping, his growth and evolution, like that was, to me, no disrespect, I'm sure he's still ill, but for me, like that was the pinnacle of gangster rap. His pen, seeing the evolution from Straight Outta Compton to 100 Miles and Running to Niggas for Life to Kiss My Black Ass EP, man.
You can kiss my black ass because you suck my dick off. My balls are falling out of your mouth when you cough. This is for the people in the business, the people in the streets, and most of all, it's to the whack motherfuckers with whack beats. Fools on the streets wish they was in my shoes, cause every day they wake up.
Dope. But we hadn't heard from Dre. And I think I got my history correct. So when the Deep cover video comes out, and I see the single, because it's a new movie about drug dealing and whatever. I want to see it. Lawrence Fishburne is in it. The guy, I think that was when he was the guy from Boys in the Hood. Larry Fishburne's in it. Bill Duke, who I'm becoming familiar with even at that age, I was becoming like reading about directors and cinematographers. But that was the benefit also of Rap City, when you had shows that would like interview, I think it's Ernest Dickerson, and the directors would come on. Like Rashidi has done Sway in the Morning recently. Like when kids get to see like, oh, there's somebody behind the camera. This is a director. Spike Lee was just coming to prominence. So I was watching directors and I knew, okay, this is a movie with a black director. And I was a weirdo. I was reading the calendar section, reading reviews on films, reading like the little credits that are at the bottom of the poster, written by, directed by, director of photography, learning that term. I'm still in like 6th, 7th grade, but this medium of art, film, has always fascinated me almost as much as music. So Bill Duke, Lawrence Fishburne, and oh shit, Dr. Dre. And this is when soundtracks were hot. New Jack City soundtrack, the Juice soundtrack, Boys in the Hood soundtrack. You had to have, you had to get the soundtrack. So, the Deep cover, a black film with the soundtrack is a must. I think this is a little bit before Jason's Lyric and Poetic Justice, but this is when black soundtracks were hot at a peak almost. I would say the peak because it's after New Jack City, it's after Boys in the Hood, it's after Juice. And who the fuck and what the fuck is Snoop Doggy Dogg, bro?
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car. Creep with me as I crawl through the hood. Maniac, lunatic, call him Snoop Eastwood. Kicking dust as I bust fuck peace. And the motherfucking fuck police. You already know I give a fuck about a cop. So why in the fuck would you think that it would stop? Plot, yeah, that's what we's about to do. Take your ass on a mission with the boys in blue. Dre,
What up, Snoop?
yo, I got the feeling tonight's
what the fuck is Snoop Doggy Dogg? I was like, oh, this is a weird name. He's never gonna. I've said that in my head about 50 Cent and Snoop Doggy Dogg, and boy, was I ever wrong. So if I ever criticize your name, forgive me, because I don't know fuck all. Snoop fucking Doggy Dogg on the cover of a single with red and black, and I think Lawrence Fishburne's, and you can see him vaguely in the background if I remember the single correctly. But man, when that motherfucker rapped, bro, I think I stole it or had my little brother steal it from the warehouse. Man, oh my God, creep with me as I crawl through the hood, maniac, lunatic, come Snoop Eastwood, kicking dust as a supposedly, bro. And 187, like things that I heard and seen on wall, like Snoop Doggy Dogg is a name you see on the wall, or like your cousin. Like it's not a main. It's still part of black culture that wasn't mainstream. Doggy Dogg and Snoopy and like that's just N-word shit. Like that's what I mean. Like for us, Dr. Dre came back swinging with this new dude. Then I saw the video. And I'm like, oh shit, Long Beach Crip? Like LBC? What the fuck does that mean? Is he a Crip? Is this a Crip on television? Like openly cripping? Like with LBC on his sweatshirt that's made? Like you could tell it was made at the swap meet. I know. Like that's home. Like that was like to feel seen. Like that was since Eazy-E with like a Jerry curl. Now I'm like, oh, now we're really like open. Like it's no more NWA anonymous fucking Raiders gear, all black, so we don't offend anybody. But if you know that Eazy might be from Nutty Block and Q might be from Neighborhood, and like, you might know, and Treetop Pyru, you may know Total Track Productions, and you may know MCH from Track New Park. Like if you know people. But nigga, LBC on your sweatshirt? Like, does that mean Long Beach City? Like, I wasn't familiar with the politics in Long Beach. I was like, oh, he's a Crip. That's what the C means. He made that at the swap meet. Oh, shit. And he's bussing. Wow. He is rapping his ass off. I'm in. That's how impactful the song was to me. And it was the introduction of the world's introduction to who I say the greatest rapper of all time is. Not lyricism, not just overall, your auntie, your uncle, a 90-year-old Jewish grandmother, any American and almost anyone in the world knows who Snoop Dogg is. Jay-Z, Eminem, maybe not. LL Cool J, maybe not. There's no doubt that anywhere you go in the world, or at least on the continent of North America, he's Snoop Dogg. You go to DFA, you can go to even El Salvador, you're going to Guyana, you're going, Panama, Canada, from the top of this motherfucker, even he got Brazil too. I don't know about the Argentinians, but I think from the tip of this side of the world, from the bottom of Argentina or Chile to the top of Canada, from Ottawa to Santiago, that motherfucker, you know him. And I just came back from Africa. I'm vouch for North Africa and East Africa. Like, maybe not East Africa. They were more 50 Cent, Tupac, and Shakira. Those were only like non-African people they knew when I was over there, like in the villages. But Snoop is Snoop. And then of course, like if you're messy, you can't go anywhere except for America. He could walk around. I saw someone in Miami who was going to the fucking store. You can go to the most remote part of the world. If you're David Beckham or Messi or even Mohamed Salah, Ronaldo, it's a wrap for you, buddy. You can't go nowhere. You can't go fucking nowhere. I remember being backstage at my first LA Galaxy match when Beckham was playing, and my homie, shout out to Xavier, took me backstage to celebrate David Beckham's, it was Kobe Jones' last game. So we went back to celebrate because he's friends with Kobe. And we're in the suite. And David Beckham had to have security within the suite in a party of like maybe 30, 40 people back there. The stadium's empty now. And I was like, God, dog, like this dude is for real. Like the level of fame. Like he go to Slauson Swap Meet but he couldn't go to a remote island in Tahiti and not have to sign something. Fame is different. Snoop Dogg is that level of fame. That's why I say the greatest rapper of all time. Great as in fame and also contributions to the culture. He shifted a lot of things and continues to shift the things. And when people say being relevant and having the clout in a good way, in the most hip hop way possible. Snoop, even with the Skechers move, I thought that was dangerous. I don't know if he's fully like jumped the shark or sold out. Corona, dog food, Pepsi. Snoop could do what he wants because Snoop doesn't have a white voice. Snoop doesn't have a suit and tie he puts on to look like a different thing. Snoop is Snoop. Is Snoop. And if you've never seen the old cooking show he has with Martha Stewart, please, that is vintage Snoop Dogg. Please watch that. Him and Martha Stewart are such a team, and they look out for each other. I love it. So that's why I started the way I started. 30 minutes into this podcast and Snoop Worship. I performed this song on Warped Tour with Slug, the summer of 2023, I believe. Or maybe it was summer of 2022. Who knows? At this point, I don't remember much of shit. But I had this single to perform. He let me do the verse from this. I don't know why. I'm rapping angry. I'm in the pocket, kind of. I'm not on beat. I'm not saying anything important. I'm not anti-white or anti-nigga. Just anti-something, anti-idiot. If you get where that's going, I guess I could say it now, like, whatever. I was very upset with Anti-Con, another rap crew. And the verse goes on to spell that out for those who knew without saying their name. My big homie told me, just don't. I try to maintain that. Like, if I'm talking about you, you'll know, maybe a couple people know, but I'm not going to make a diss song. But when I see you, it's up. And we had a couple interactions here and there with members of that crew. Not the proudest moments of my life. I'm not going to, I'm going to stand on business, but I'm not going to promote that. It's primitive, beneath me. I'm glad nothing ever got serious. God bless those people. Yeah. I hope everyone could be at peace with everything, but just calling it what it was at the time. Silly, stupid, ego, rap shit. All on my part. I don't want to speak for them. That's just on my part. Referencing on Platinum like Cosby, people don't get it, but Cosby, the Cosby Kids, the cartoon didn't age well, but the clothes was fresh. The Platinum Fubu, Cosby, like that. I was still shopping the Slauson Swap Meet, and of course they would have the Platinum Fubu, not the bootleg, but the Platinum Fubu that fell off the truck, so to speak. So you can go there and not pay what you would pay at the mall. So I'd always go there and get the Platinum Fubu shirts, the velour Platinum Fubu sweatsuit. I still wish I had that. Oh my God. Iceberg, all the fly early 2000s wear. And I wasn't even going to the club, but I just love, like for me, like it's a black-owned business and it's one of my favorite cartoons from growing up. The Cosby Kids meant so much. It's so bad that name got ruined, but Fat Albert, like, as just a black kid, like having a black cartoon and having it be Bill Cosby at that time was pretty amazing.
I was bumping nocturnal when my mind started to travel on how I used to seek out MCs for reps to unravel. Now fools think I can't battle rap, cause I roll a Cadillac. Put your money where your pie hole is, and watch me fuck you out your cash like my name was Jason Biggs. I'm making kids wanna grow up to be astronauts again, cause they see being an MC is not an option when there's a hungry motherfucker like me looking for fresh meat to make them look foolish as hell over their best. I press heat to your ear like God's to a wound, hoping that it goes platinum like them Cosby cartoons. If I don't get a plaque on my wall from platinum release, I'll still be a classic to y'all with plaque on my teeth. Chain smoking, brain choking the shit out of rappers. Had to end your beginning to start the next chapter. Now I'm on some other shit like the fist that Common wears, or the Enron affair, or Andre's hair. Somebody else might, but I just don't care what you say or where you from. I'm the baddest motherfucker touching down on kick drums. Such a sick tongue, I should be an IC. Have to wear this long beard just to hide the IV. My goal since I was young, be a fly MC. So I jumped off the gym, junior high PE. Fell flat on my face, everyone laughed at me. Now my flow so strong, gravity defies me. And I float on air without a pair of Nikes. So you just can't compare the flows rare like these. You like it?
on some other shit like the fits that Common wears. Common was an Electric Circus era. My goal since junior high to be a flying. I guess all this is junior high because the Snoop intro is where I found out about Snoop in junior high, and then last week we spoke about, or I spoke. We didn't say shit. I spoke about my friends in junior high shitting on my rap. So that's like the allusion to that. Like the goal is to junior high to be a fly MC. So I jumped off the gym, junior high PE, fell flat on my face. Everyone laughed at me. Now my flow's so strong, gravity defies me. That's decent. Like the second verse is like decent. My rap is a little better, but it is an allusion to me. My goal in 6th grade, trying to be a fly MC and me rapping for my friends and them laughing at me. So that's the fell flat on my face. Everyone laughed at me, like literally laughed. I can still see it now. Like we're chaining up our bikes at the bike lab. I'm like, hey, yo, homeboy, blah, blah, blah. I don't like to say anybody's name, or those people's name, but like, yeah, like check this out. Da 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 da. Like legitimately, in my face. But I guess those are real friends. So I'm not mad at it. But it did shut me up for a while. But it didn't make me quit. I still wanted to rap. It's in me. It's not on me. For the millionth time, that's when they asked Bob Marley how long he's been a Rasta. It's like ever since. Like that's how long. Like this shit has been in me. And there was nothing. My mother, my homeboys laughing at me could kill it. Yeah. So I made my goal to be a fly MC. This is also the song I was doing when we talked about a few months ago or a few weeks ago when I got hit with the water bottle in my face. I was doing Def cover. So I guess anytime I hear that intro, like, the synths or whatever at the beginning, I think, oh, here comes a water bottle. Man, imagine what that. I want to see that kid now. I'll probably have to run it with him now that he's an adult. Like, it was like he's 20 years, so 20 years old, he's 30-something. I could definitely run it with him. Like, what is the kind of hatred that's been pumped into you where you're at a concert, outdoors at a festival? He didn't throw, like, as long as I was the hype man, he was okay. When Sean said, like, oh, this is my friend Murs, he's going to do a new song, Def cover, out now and in the beginning or coming soon, whatever it was, 2002, 2003, that's when you get mad. Excuse my French, but like, oh, he let the nigger do his own song. Fuck that. I'm going to throw a full water bottle. You're 14 years old. What kind of shit has been said in your home, or what kind of hate or hurt are you feeling to want to, like, everything was fine until I had to do my own song. Oh, now I've crossed the line. I'm going to show you how Massachusetts does it, nigger. Oh, man. People, man, human beings, bro. What the fuck? Like, why? That is Def cover. We're going to move on to the next song. Connected to this is the outro with me talking in my high ass. What's the Snoop movie? Like, don't make me use my high voice like that to some young lady. We'll get into Please Leave.
Now this here's for your spouse or significant other. You were in love with the person, now you hate the motherfucker. Get the fuck out. Tell them to get the fuck out.
All right, Please Leave, a little cringy, but not as cringe as I thought. All right. The outro at the end of Def cover that goes into that is me yelling at the phone, and I'm sure Ariel he caught that because it's like in the middle of takes he's recording me. He thought that was funny.
Just call me when you get there and call me when you get ready to leave. Okay? Hello? Okay? Hello?
Oh, the irony. I won't go into it. But I don't think he was dealing with living girlfriends just yet. The drama that comes with shacking up or living in immoral filth, as my grandmother would say. Premarital sex. These are the examples I'm going to use for my sons when I tell them not to, rather than just say it's against the 10 Commandments, because they don't understand the weight of damning their eternal souls. But just, man, the trauma and the drama I'm sure I put that person through and put myself through were not worth it. We put each other through. Not worth it. Young people, get some counseling, get some marriage counseling. Wait till you're married to have the sex. Wait till you're married to move in, because all that is just, ugh. Maybe don't be addicted to substances. You're gonna need you're gonna be fully present to navigate a lifetime commitment to another human. For sure. It takes a lot. And of course, you're not aware of that, and no one explains that to you. It's like, don't have sex because they don't want you to have fun. No, it's just whatever you believe. That's some spiritual miracle, fucking new agey shit. I believe. Like, definitely, you imprint on that person. You guys are doing something very intimate, and something on the unseen level is happening. A bond, an attachment, energy exchange. I believe all that shit is real. Like I said, you throw alcohol and immaturity and struggle of finance. You know, I wasn't in a place to. I was just trying to build a career. I had no idea what it took to make a relationship work. I still don't know if I have any idea, but I'm more equipped to navigate that now. So the first verse is just about that and getting addicted to sex with someone, but the drama that comes along with it isn't worth it. Maybe I shouldn't have made that song. It's funny, a friend of mine also told me during the time, someone in my crew was dating someone else, and their girlfriend at the time told me, like, what are you doing? I was arguing with her, and like, obviously someone there should say, this is toxic, please, you can do better. You know, like if that's your homie or that's your significant other's homie, like if you're a woman, like it'd be a great time to step in and be like, you don't deserve to be treated that way. And, you know, because it was obviously I was in this instance, I was the one being mistreated. And, you know, it was back and forth. And the girl looks at me and was like, well, why would you do that? Like, she's way out of you. This is the best looking girl you're ever going to get. Just suck it up, basically. Huh? Like, what? Huh? What the fuck? That was untrue. Not that the girl was ugly, but I definitely dated beautiful women after that. But this is how little respect I had within my immediate circle of friends or people I was doing business with. As a kid, that's toxic as fuck. Why would you say that to someone that's like sad or like hurt? I should continue to allow myself to be mistreated because of how someone's appearance? Fuck out of here, man. Those are some of the dumbest shit hurtful, dumb shit I ever. So that was what I was trying to escape. And I finally escaped. And I think a lot of these songs I made for myself. The next one's about somebody living with me. I don't know who the fuck I was talking about. I don't remember who was living with me. I don't remember. I'm not even going to try to speculate because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. But that was weird. But yeah, I made that. You know, shit that people don't make songs about. Like, there weren't a lot of songs about breaking up with your girl without calling her a stupid ass bitch. Like, I used the word, I called her a nut. Like, you know, like, I was trying to make non-pimpish, misogynist music. You know, there's still some level of misogyny. I was raised in the 80s. I'm still working on myself. But this was a step in that way. Like, I'm not going to be like, fuck these bitches. Bitches ain't shit.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck out after ya done. Then I hops in my bitch to make a quick run. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck out.
Like, that had been said. Like, how do you say that without, you know, saying that? That was my attempt. It failed, but it was a try. And then the roommate thing, like, everyone has roommate. A lot of people had roommate situations. No one was rapping about it, or not many people. So that was that. And the last one, maybe how some rappers feel about me. Like, it's another reason I'm closing out my recording career, because I don't want to be that person. And if you ever come to my show, if I'm doing a show to promote new music, I will most of the time always do the new songs first. So if you're at the bar, you're in the bathroom, if I start with Bad Man, like, you may be late to the show, you may be taking a piss, you may be at the bar. So that's when I do the new shit. Like, hey guys, I'm starting my set. And if you like the new shit, great. I'm not gonna make you sit through the shit middle of the show and force it on you. That is not my goal. If you like the new shit, you love my new shit, great. But I'm going to do the new shit first, get it out of the way, and then we'll get on the shit you paid to see. I have no ego in it. I always see this as a service. I'm a public servant to a certain extent, definitely servant to the people who bought tickets. So I kind of can tell what you are going to order. I'm a good chef, but I'd like to offer you something new as like the appetizer. Like, this is something else I've done or I can do. Maybe you like it. Go home, stream it, buy the record at the merch booth. Now let's get on with what you came for. Here's your main course. That's how I treat it because of years of having to sit through MCs that were over the hill and I don't say over the hill, just not. Some of them were not as good. I don't know if it was. Someone asked me if it was a dig at KRS-One. I don't think it was, because I'm an MC. Are You One Too is a dope album that KRS-One just dropped. But there was a moment where I didn't understand what KRS-One was doing, and now I fully understand and respect it. And he's also, I just saw a video clip of him, like, he's sitting out the Hip Hop 50 shit for the Grammys, even though he's invited. And I feel that. And I would say of that generation, of that era that they keep putting on stage everywhere, he will wrap circles around those motherfuckers. He's probably got the best new album out of all of them. If you listen to I'm an MC or You Want To, there are some bops on there. And the bars are still a high level. And his performance is second to none and comparable to Tech Nine. That motherfucker can rock it. And it's something I also pride myself on. It doesn't matter if you came to see Metallica. I can find the human connection and be an MC and master the ceremony or move the crowd. KRS-One could do that at an even higher level. He is the man.
What do you think makes up for KRS? Cause I said teaching a very clear speaking, ridiculous bass, rapping on level. Many MCs cannot deal with KRS. Can I go freestyle? Check it out. It's going, it's going, it's going, it's gone. Your heart has left because Chris is strong and mighty, undefeated. I mean it. Pick up the album, turn it over and read it. Written, produced, directed, and mixed. Get off the tip or get off the many tips. Pick a tip, any tip, get off of it. I got ridiculous rhymes about forcing it. You sit at home with a pen and a pad, going dad, mad, glad, bad, sad. That's silence from 78. A little late to make a tape for the great blast master poetic. Your record sounds pathetic. Oh, I mean demo tape. I give you credit. There's no need to diss KRS-One. I'm trained in combat, and besides it's fun. From the South Bronx, I got no problem. Every other crew that tried it got stomped. Stepping up to me, well I know it's scary, and I eat you like meat, but I'm vegetarian.
So all these people, like some of them haven't rapped together in 20 years, or this is the first time we've been on stage, or we only do arenas and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the roots are back in you, like all that shit. KRS-One needs none of that shit. I seen that motherfucker. He doesn't fly, for y'all knowing that I have a good KRS-One story. I'm not going to go into it, but I did a show with him. Shout out to the people who did Harvest for Hope Festival in Florida. This motherfucker was on the bill. After I did my set, he pulls up in his Mercedes station wagon with New York plates. He doesn't fly, so I'm assuming he drove straight from wherever he lived on the East Coast, pulled up, did the show, found to see it. Who's the DJ? You are the DJ? I'm Chris. This is my set. And then got on stage. When I point to you, you'll know what to do. Rocked the festival. Got in the car and drove home. Or at least got in the car and left. I've seen two people do that. Well, I've done that on a couple of occasions, and I've seen Doom do it. And oh my God, it's nothing more. And the Doom was around this era. Man, I seen Doom do a show, peel out, go right back to Atlanta. In Miami. From Miami. Like that, KRS-One, bro. I have a couple stories about him, but oh my God. We talked about the Take the Powder. He's a dynamic individual, but so I don't know if I was speaking about him, but he still holds up heads above the rest. So no, but I hope that I'm not that MC to other people. I never wanted to overstay my welcome in this culture. On the road, I want to create space and give opportunities to those after me. And I love what I'm moving into now, mentoring in my Groundways hip hop program. That's the best to me. I have no desire to be touring when I'm even 50. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm good, bro. I'm good. I want to be around my kids and supporting the next generation because they need it.
So much losers. So much losers. So much losers.
It's verse and RJ, not no techno funk. I might wear a spike bracelet, but respect no punk. The center of attention, I reject your dunk. Coming up with straight sickness to infect your trunk. See, I diss with ease, so dismiss those leads. How could we ever come together when I rip them seeds? All from limbs with the heart.
I was dreading this one, but it's not bad at all. It's probably one of my favorite songs on this record. Shout out to RJD2, Ramble Cron, from Columbus, Ohio, where my father's originally from, who I don't know very well or didn't know very well, but always had a special place in my heart. So there's, I guess, is it irony? I don't know, but the energy surrounding like Camus, Met, and RJ all became part of my life, and Blueprint, and are all from Columbus.
Columbus, Ohio. Don't stop. Campus legends. Ohio State, State. Keep it moving. To all the Buckeyes.
Like this. I can't believe the weak rhymes I see get credit. Sounds like some of my shit before I make edits. Fuck making art for idiots that don't get it, and writers who don't understand my life and how I live it. If I said it, I meant it.
I had no connection to Columbus because my father, like, I spent one summer with my father and a little bit of a winter. So that was it in the mid 90s, early 90s. And here I am in the early 2000s with homies in Columbus doing shows there at least twice a year. So it was dope working with him. And just, I remember when we first got signed to Def Jux, like I met him and we just walked around New York together just talking shit. He's also one of the first people. He was responsible when we get to Murray's Revenge for the way I structured my first record deal, because he was one of the first people in our circle. I think he had sold the thing to Mad Men by then. He had come into some money and he wanted to buy some property, bought a duplex, I believe, in the Philadelphia area. And me being who I am, I come from my grandfather's in real estate, my great-grandfather, like, buying some land. That was my grandfather's thing. What I tell all young rappers I meet now, especially those I know that are on the way to get some money, buy some land because it's the only thing they're not making any more of. So RJ bought a property and he was telling me that I said, how would you do? How do you prove your income? Blah, because we're indie rappers. Indie rap is not a thing. Who's gonna lend us money? And I didn't know about first-time buyers and all that. But RJ was like, yo, I had to put down 30%. I'm like, okay, this is a white kid. And at the time, RJ had just hit a lick for whatever he had just done. He had more money than me. I'm like, I'm definitely going to, if a white male in America needs 30% down because he's a musician. And that's the thing, is when you get into being an artist, whether you're black or white, like, the respect level is the same. You know, when I got my first lawyer that I had to keep on retainer, the firm I went to told me I should sign with that firm because that's where the Red Hot Chili Peppers was, and I was on Warner Brothers, and they had to audit Warner Brothers every 8 years so that they could get paid. When I negotiated my deal, and the president was like, you're getting more points on your album than Madonna has. They don't give a fuck about whether you're black or white. Those contracts, and I believe I said it on this podcast before, but those contracts are the same for Linkin Park as they are for Wiz Khalifa at Warner Brothers. There was no fucking difference. Michael Bublé, all of us get fucked the same way. And when you go to a bank, for the most part, you're going to get the same or worse, but there's no preferential treatment for white musicians. They get treated like a fucking musician. You may get treated like a black musician, which is worse than a white musician, but the white musicians are definitely not getting treated favorably because they make rock music. They don't care what kind of music you make. You're a fucking artist. You're fucking beneath anyone. You're a creative. You don't understand responsibility. You couldn't possibly be fiscally responsible. You're a degenerate. Who are you to think you can be creative all day while I have to do this? Fuck you. They're going to stick it to you. A lot of the time. I happened to buy property in Tucson, and the person, shout out to Paul Volpe and that organization, because they were very, very transparent and honest with me, and the property I've bought over the years. Maybe we'll bleep that out, but shout out to them. Yeah, that's what I learned from RJ more than anything. Did the Final Frontier remix. I love Soul Position. I love Dead Ringer. Really talented dude. Love the stuff he's doing now. I don't think we really jive on a creative level. This is hyper aggressive, so I don't think that's not RJ style. If you listen to Soul Position, or stuff he's done with STS, or the stuff he's done with Fonte, like, I don't think we matched up that well. Or I think he did something with AC Alone too.
A beautiful mind, turn water into wine, but that's not all. Broke the water, shine through, shaped the earth, created the code of life, radiated with energy, the great boat of life, the spark, sparkling through the dark night, the walk that took forever without a thing in sight. Didn't hear a sound to the first tree grew and fell, depth to the ocean swell.
But yeah, this I'm rapping about fucking people up. Yeah, I was a very angry dude, choking people, slapping people, whatever, on occasion. And I wanted to use So Much Losers so bad since I first heard it. Tajay, I love his voice.
So much losers.
Yo, that's what you love.
Yo, I find it fun to smash MCs and define bits. I whine, get my just desserts for all the kids I must have. Maybe I trust the courtesy when dealing with folks is too much for the asking. Cool, I got the skill crafted tools. Massive fools at my workbench, and I'm wrenching mics from they grasping. That's how it has been. The drill's this, I kill swift. I feels I better slay ya. Hey, my tape measures greater. So now I'm axing if they saw me and they was available.
I love the thing he's like the E40 of the backpack thing. Like the things he says, I find it fun to smash. Like he just has his wordplay and the way he phrases things is mwah. The inspiration name Pay Dues came from his song Dues Paid.
Dues paid. Pay dues. Niggas thinking the road to riches is paved and gold is tripping. It's covered in shit and potholes, perils, pitfalls, near misses and aborted missions. But never forget your goals and ambitions. This is my life. It's more than just a business. Been in this to diminish mic circuits and minutes, snippets as many witness. I'm into it deep. Let it seep. Myself with sleep. Syllabically building saliva streaks from pop beats. Live in these hip hop fiends. Even without the prospects of prophecy. On the horizon we kept rising.
But his word selection, like the texture of the words he uses with his voice, his choices of words is just phenomenal, man. And he's such an intellect, like he's such an intelligent. So all the dudes in High Road Street, like Cash, Tajay, like they're just some Dale's, just some fucking smart dudes. But Tajay is just his, you know, and his style of dress, like everything like fits. It fits his physical frame, his outward appearance, how he adorns his physical frame. It's just he makes sense. And yeah, always has been a huge fan of that. And so I always want to use So Much Losers since I first heard it. I love that they had a blue tape, of course. But that's When You Lost single. Like I Wish My Brother George Was Here album came out. I bought it. It was on the listening station on the corner. I bought it. And especially if I paid for some shit. If I didn't rack or steal it or have my brother, if we didn't like steal some shit, because I would run the diversion. My brother and our little homie Ryan would steal while I was running the diversions. I was a mastermind. We're going to go in the warehouse. We're going to do this. We didn't have money. And we also they were dicks about the parental advisory sticker. So we had to go in there. So I think I bought Dale because it didn't have parental advisory on it. I'm not sure. I think it didn't. And, it's like $6.99 at the corner listening station, and it said Ice Cube's cousin. Cool. Then I open it up, and there's like all these people, and there's this symbol with 3 dots and a line. I'm like, oh shit. And of course, the Dale album, if you know me, it changed my life. He's rapping about taking the bus and not being a thug and getting beat up, and like, oh shit. getting picked on and
Fresh from the meadow with the mellow attitude, I was planning to pursue another quest for the bus. I had to go to San Fran, and something that I can't stand is begging for a ride with my dukes and some fuss. I don't like fusses, so I asked my older cousin, could he maybe find time to give the DEL a lift? He said it is impossible because he has a roster full of plans for the day. I had to go and sift through pennies in my jeans. To many it may seem that the public transportation really is a key.
he's talking about topics that I've never heard approached by a rapper. Sleeping on My Couch, the second verse of Please Leave, it's like Sleeping on My Couch revisited. The videos are zany, crazy. Mr. Dabalina, which still holds up. I'm gonna make it a point on this podcast. If you have kids and you don't mind hearing a couple curse words, Mr. Dabalina slaps. Run DMC slaps. Run DMC took over Christmas already. My wife we do the Advent elf, whatever the fuck that shit is. They get presents every day. I don't fucking know what world we live in, these children. Little presents, like I got gumdrops this morning and candy cane yesterday, Hanukkah flavored candy canes because they were blue and they were amazed. But one day she got them the little Run DMC minifigures. And so, okay, for me, it's like perfect. She tees it up. I'm like, cool, Run DMC all day today. And man, so then my 5-year-old goes to his flag football game and like the guy across the line from him, like to intimidate him, he's rapping It's Tricky to Rocker all in the dude's face before they hike the ball to like, it's like, he's like, yeah, that's how I'm talking trash. I'm intimidating him with this. Timeless. Run DMC, like we went out front, they set up the box like a show and they took all their other toys and set them in the front row while Run DMC did the show, and they told me to play Run DMC on the MP3 speaker and we just had a fucking time. Timeless. Mr. Dabalina is another slap like that. I see that hieroglyphics logo, and then years later, they start putting it in the source, call this hotline, there's a new group, Souls of Mischief. I start looking at the names. I'm like, oh, Tajay, he was in the picture inside the whatever cover, but because it's not online, like, and I didn't keep up with it, I have to find a friend that still has that cover, or I don't know how we checked it out, fact-checked it, but, you know, we had to still have it, go to the archives and pull out the Dell tape. And like, these are the same guys. This is the same logo. Oh, shit. Then the tape was blue and the stickers were different colors, and we're just going to the newsstand and dumping the Source magazine out to get the stickers out. So if you had all the colors, you were cool. And still we were a subsect, like regular cool kids that didn't think this was cool. But we thought it was cool. And then once they came out and they were like Oakland dudes and like Lightweight Fly, and like then some of the trendy G kids at our school started fucking with them. Like, oh, they wear heel figure too. Like I was expecting them to be on some weirdo shit like us, and they were a little more dipped, as they say in 93 till. Some new fits, some new kicks. I often do this because it's the pits not being dipped. Come on, bro.
I be cool. School's in session, but I'm fresh. Rapping, so I take time off to never rhyme. So I'm off on my own shit with my own clip. Rolling the back rows with a fat slogan blunt. Folding ones. Holding stunts captain with my persona. Plus a bomber, testing. Niggas is testing my patience. But I stay fresh and resting at the mall. Attendance on door. But I am shopping for my winter exploits. A few fits, some new kicks. I often do this cause it's the pits not being dipped. Flip the flyer, attire female desire. Baby, you can step to this if you would.
Man, his articulation, his vernacular, and he's just a well-dressed man. Young man at that point, like, you couldn't, like, come on, bro. When you have really smart parents, my home Anachron's like that too. When you have really smart parents, it shows, man. I think his parents were professors. I think him and Anachron's parents were friends. I think Tajay used to babysit Anachron. I think that was the connection. So when I put it in, it's like, fools be whack. Please don't sleep. So much losers. Bro, so much losers? I held on to that for 10 years and forced RJ to put it on this song. Yeah, other than that, so yeah, this is post God Loves Ugly, because I'm talking about creeping through the streets with Mr. Dibbs for fights. And just taking the fade. Like, I really liked fighting. I was texting with Steph Simon this morning about being the only kid like, he made a friend for Felix Jones because he was the kid on the block who had the basketball court. We were those kids. Me and my brother had the weight bench and the basketball court. So everybody, all the neighborhood Crips, not from neighborhood Crips, but all the Crips on our block, everybody on our block hung out in our backyard because we had that. My mom was at work. Usually had weed. My brother had weed. We had E and J. We had everything. My brother has been smoking cigarettes, smoking Newports, weed, dirt weed, and drinking E&J, Christian Brothers, since the fucking 3rd grade. I'm not shitting you. And he's 6 foot, whatever the fuck, and I'm 5'9". And lifting weights. Doing everything that was supposed to stunt your growth, I didn't do. He did, and he's a ginormous human being. But that made it the place to hang out. And I was texting Steph today. I was like, "Oh yeah, we were those kids," but that kept us, plugged in. He's like, "Oh, so let me find out you could ball." I'm like, "No, I cannot sports ball on any good level, but I could fight like that." That's what. And there's a part of me that like I was as I was saying earlier, it was part of the culture, gladiator, warrior, whatever. But as I got older, I had to consider the fact that, I can kind of fight lightweight, but if I whoop your ass, you're going to want to shoot me or beat me up later. Doesn't even happen with battle rapping. Like, if I serve you, that's how Red Dots and all my first songs got made, because I was at a club when I was 15 and I started battling people and I destroyed these men who were 20-something, and they came looking for me at my high school to physically assault me because they couldn't lyrically destroy me. So it's just people not being able to take L's. And these days, forget it, because you're going to get, as in the old terms, world starred. Someone's going to pull out their phone, and now you really can't take that ass whooping. You got to come back and shoot somebody, or you don't even want to try to fight, as we spoke about last week, because there's a risk that you'll get beat up on video, and it'll go on the internet and TikTok and get millions of views. Then you can't live with that. It was hard enough for some of these young men to live with ass whoopings, but now you have to live with the ass whooping with 1 million likes.
World star, motherfucker.
I was learning this lesson early. Like, man, motherfuckers ain't gonna take the fair one. They're not gonna eat that. So now the skill that I've developed, a skill of defense and hand-to-hand combat, that's out the window. Because it's only going to get me shot. I really need to rap. Can't play sports ball. I'm not big enough. I'm not tall enough. At that point, I was also enjoying marijuana too much for that shit. I'm too high to be fucking rubbing up against some sweaty man putting what the fuck you mean? Why would you want to do that? And that never fails to amaze me how many times I've been called gay for reading or wanting to rap or dress a certain way or having a Sanrio notebook. However, you want to lay on your back, let another man lay between your legs and roll around. You want to be sleeveless, shirtless, sweaty, putting your rear end against someone else's crotch and pushing back with your waist and your hips, pushing back against another man's crotch to get closer to a hoop to put a ball in it so that other men can congratulate you and slap you on your butt. And then you're supposed to be tough, but then this old white man yells at you and throws clipboards at you and you never retaliate. Man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here with who is the not man or not traditional manly man, go fuck yourself, bro. I would never let anyone with a clipboard of any age or any race, ethnicity, raise his voice on me without slapping the shit out of him. So I could win a fucking ring or a trophy? You better shut the fuck up, bro. Oh, man. Come on. But, yeah. So, black kids, if I beat you up, you were going to tell your homies and you were going to shoot me or jump me. White kids, I'm a fucking dick and I'm primitive. I'm a Neanderthal if I beat you up. So just violence had no place. But I still had this in me. And battle rap was the outlet. Then that got squelched. And so now it's just living on these songs. I guess this is why I'm yelling and angry. And I believe around this time was Warped Tour. Another quick delve into there. But like as I said, that tours could be a whole nother story. But yeah, there was a guy that pissed me off on Warped Tour. If you fight on Warped Tour, you have to go home. And I always get caught in these situations where I'm on somebody else's dime. I can't get kicked off the tour for fucking somebody up because I'm here on behalf of Rhyme Sears and Slug, and they're doing me a favor. Slug saved my life by taking me on that tour. My neighborhood was out of fucking control. at this time. And this is like when last night I got shot on my block. I still have a gun. I'm like, this shit, like taking me out of the hood to do Warped Tour for something. Because summer, if anyone knows the hood, especially summer in LA, it gets hot and the block gets hot. It gets crazy. And I don't have the disposition, as you understand now. Like my knee jerk is to react violently or aggressively to any thing I believe is infringing on my personal liberties or my sensibilities, offensive or disrespectful. So it's not that I'm super tough guy, but it's I don't have I hadn't evolved enough. So being on this tour, but while on this tour, escaping the hood, I still got an altercation with someone, and I tried to trick him and like gut punch him so no one could see, and I gut punched him, and the dude hit me back, and then I got so happy, and Slug was telling like that freaked me out. He's like, the dude hit you in the face, and you just started smiling, and it freaked the kid out. Cause I was like, oh shit, cause I thought he was a sucker. I was like, oh, I didn't know you really wanted to go. Like, I was like, come here, man. I was like, let's go behind the thing, and the kid starts bawling. He starts crying. He's like, you're crazy. Why are you like, cause I'm like legit like, oh, you want to fight? I love to fight. Let's go, man. I was like, let's go back here though. Come over here and let's shoot the one. Like, come on. And he's like crying. I'm like, bro, like you hit me like you're one up. Like, come on, hit me again. I'm psyched. And that was another instance where I'm like, okay, I have a problem. But this is also when I'm just getting on my meds, just starting my cognitive behavioral therapy, that just delving into my childhood traumas or whatever the word is for it. I was a kid that was hit every time. I can't even count like amounts of times I got whipped with a belt or slapped in my face by my stepfather or my mother. Like, not just like, oh, Rent, like, I didn't take out the trash. That's your ass. I didn't, like, you were playing Nintendo instead of cleaning your room. You didn't make your bed. That's my ass. Like, you didn't put your washcloth back on. Like, that's your ass. Like, it was just a constant. And when they weren't beating up on us, they were beating up on each other. Like, it was just a constant, woo. And then in the neighborhood, just like violent, like, cause we're all coming from those homes. And then, like, we're, the oppressed people, like now I can look back at the job, like the Lockheed jobs, the factory jobs, the McDonnell Douglas jobs, those jobs are disappearing. So young black men are fighting for survival. They're fighting for jobs. Like, it's just, and I'm sure in the brown community, it's the same thing. So I get out of the hood and I'm just like, I don't want to kill people who look like me over a color, but if you offend me, this is the way I react. And the way I see it, me just wanting to fight you is mild. This is fun. It's when people start getting into killing and shit like that's, to me, that's extreme. But to most people, I start meaning like, having conversations like, oh, you've never been in a fight in your life, and that's the norm. You may have been in one fist fight in your life. That's the norm. Your parents may have hit you twice or never hit you at all. That's the norm. This is the world. It's not the norm in the hood, but the hood is this big. That's when I started realizing the hood is this big. And also me coming to grips with rappers lying, like, I've been listening to y'all's music, and then I touch down in your hood, Brooklyn or Houston or something, and it's not like my hood. Like, I'm good. Like, and not that it's not popping off. When I got to Oakland, that was crazy to me. Like, we're in East Oakland, like real East Oakland. And people are coming off the porch like, blood, you want to smoke? Blood, what's up? Like, if you're not fucking with somebody's money or you don't wear Jordans or shit that motherfuckers want to rob you for, you're good. Man, LA motherfuckers are fucking with you just to fuck with you. They want to know where you're from. It doesn't matter what you're dressed like. It doesn't matter if they really think you bang or not. It is constant aggression. It's constant. And I'm sure it's like that as gangbanging has infected other communities. I'm sure that's it. Everywhere now. Motherfuckers are just fucking with you to fuck with you. When I got to other hoods and it was like based on, oh, you ain't got no money, or you didn't fuck my girlfriend, or you ain't trying to sell weed on my block, or you ain't trying to sell dope over here. Oh, you good, nigga? What's up? You're black. We're good. We're good. Like, don't get in dice games in other neighborhoods. Even I was doing stupid shit like that. I'm out in Dallas sipping lean and shooting dice on the front of my Cadillac. When I first did the first Murs Rules of War tour and I'm driving my Cadillac, I'm gonna pull up. Because where black people get to do black people shit, young black male shit, and I don't have to worry about somebody set tripping, man, I thought that was heaven, bro. Like, I can go to the strip club and not have to look over my shoulder. I could pull up to the barbershop. We could just go see, like seeing black movies in a black theater. Like, I remember seeing even as late as like Bad Boys when they had the Nelly song, the Puffy song. At the end of the movie in Texas, all the black people stood up and started dancing, like Shake Your Tail Feather. I think that was the song came on. And it was just a moment. I'm like, wow. Nobody got beat up. Nobody got shot. It was a black film. We all saw it. The song that's the hottest song in our community right now is on. And everybody's just chilling. Wow. Yeah, man, those are the things that I was dealing with. That's what this, like, sore losers, like not being able to take getting beat in a battle, not being able to take that. So much losers. Shout out to Tajay. This is a long episode, and we are, let's see. We only got 4 more tracks left. No, 5, sorry. Going into BTS next week. I don't know if we're going to take a week off or 2 weeks off for the holidays. I would love it if we didn't go into the new year. Still on end of the weekend, we could start the new year at 316, which I'm sure a lot of people are waiting on. But I think that most of you guys have read interviews or saw stories about that. So I don't know how impactful the 316 episodes will be, but I would love to get this out of the way. Nobody told you I love you. The holidays are a fucking time to be fucking shitty, sad about a lot of things. I've been there. Let's all come through on the other side of this, man. If you need a present also for your loved ones or whatever, Cameo. I love doing those. I'm going to be around. I'm usually traveling. I've missed a couple. If I've missed you in the past, I'm sorry, but I'm paying attention to Cameo. If you had a last minute gift you want to give somebody or a white elephant, whatever, let me know. Hit me on Cameo. Just search, I think it's cameo.com/Murs316 or something like that. There's another Murs on there. Fuck them. But you know what I look like. You'll see the picture. That's a great gift. If not, if you can't give anybody anything, hope you find some family to be around or someone to be around. If not, it's just another fucking day. Chill. Whatever it is. I love you. God loves you. Jesus loves you. Peace. 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 Corrections from this episode or things we didn't mention. The intro to Please Leave, I'm singing Love Will Tear Us Apart again. I was introduced to that band via, I think, Dan Monick, or it might have been Ariel, but Lou Reed is amazing, and so glad that I got hip to him and so many other artists as I work with different engineers, photographers, and producers from outside of Black America, broadening my musical scope. I really, really appreciate that. Lou Reed is the jam. If you haven't checked out Lou Reed, so I was singing a little bit of him at the beginning of Please Leave, because I was listening to that song while I was going through the breakup, which inspired me, I think, to make great or decent breakup music. Other than that, I don't remember any more corrections. Oh, the tour, Warped Tour, is definitely summer 2000. When I say definitely, that means 98% sure, to summer 2002, before the end of the beginning was released, because we used to drop singles and then work the album and have some pre-roll and roll out, roll up and then roll out. Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in LA podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. Have a good one. I'll see y'all soon.